Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to City Skylines PS4 edition, playing some more Jimsville. And again, we're here in Johto, and you can just see I've made a couple of little changes. You've actually got a couple of taxis sort of stacked up here. What I've done is I've amended the budget so that we have less sort of trains and buses running during the evenings and a lot more taxis. So that means during the day they kind of park up in these positions here. And I've also added a little bit of commercial here along the front here, just single-story blocks, just to add a little bit more. But we've got a couple that are right in the way of the entrance, so I'm going to de-zone those. So, oops, I've just de-zoned the whole lot. Pause, I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was actually zone in a portion of them and then de-zone a couple. So let's de-zone that one and that one. Rezone those ones quickly before they disappear, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. I've also added an extra little bit of residential just here, just coming off this little one-way road just here. Just add a little bit of extra residential into that area because it was just a big open space. It wasn't really doing anything. And that backs onto the plaza quite nicely as well. So you can see we have these bus lines running. We've got two different routes. We have this route here, which we'll follow for a second. And this route serves Johto itself. And I had to make a slight repositioning of the road going into the roundabout because it was causing all sorts of problems. The buses were pulling out of the bus lane way too early because of that junction. So I've repositioned that to there, as you can see, just coming off the bridge. As we follow these buses, you can see we've got a little flurry of a lot of them here, simply because it's the start of a new day and a lot more buses are coming into service. But this bus just runs straight through the heart of our little residential district over here. There's a stop just here, and then it's going to go along to the end to the friendly neighbourhood park that we put in. Let's just zoom out a little bit more. There we go. It's got these weird camera twitches because it keeps trying to spin around. And then it'll head back this way, back to this junction here, and it'll cut across. A little stop here next to our plaza with trees. And then onto the roundabout. How's he going now? Might need to amend this route ever so slightly. Seems to be stuck in limbo. Or has that bus gone out of service? It might have gone out of service. It's changed colour, so it indicates it's probably gone out of service. Yeah, look, it's going back to the depot. So only some of our buses run during the day, others run during the night. This one looks like it's going to run during the evening. This is actually servicing Johto Lake. You see we've got a lot more taxis on the road now because of the time of day. So this one here kind of has to do a loop-the-loop because of the one-way system, then crosses over the level crossing, stops here outside of the Zen garden that we put in. And then, very simply, this has just a very few number of stops. It runs down here to our little commercial area, our waterfront area, drops off outside the hotel. Stops just there. Pulls back up here. Whizzes along this little bit of dual carriageway here. Stops here between the zoo and the theme park. And that, I think, is its final stop. No, we've got one stop here as well by the hotels. That should be the final stop, and then that'll just whiz back around here. Probably pick up... I can't remember if there's another stop by the Zen Garden. I don't think there is. No, it just goes straight back to the depot from there. And there we go, and that's that line there. So you can see we've got an awful lot of people using our bus service now. And the taxis that were queued up there are all in use. This train line is getting really busy because obviously we're running less trains during the day as well. So I might have to add on an extra train route. But what we are going to do is we're going to add in a shuttle service from... if I can get to buses, there we go. From here, we're going to shuttle this all the way up the freeway. I'll check it's not using the side road. This is going to shuttle all the way into Channington. And let's find a place to stop at Channington. There we go. Well, actually, thinking about it, if we move that stop... No, we'll leave that just as a one-stop route. And then we're going to just basically loop all the way back down again and complete the line and just have that one going just to Channington and back. And now we're going to add another line which is going to do essentially the same thing, but instead of going over to Channington, is going to come and stop here in the west coast. And then that's going to loop all the way back down again. And complete that line. There we go. So now we have two single stop shuttle routes connecting our cities together, as well as our bus, obviously our train service as well. You can see there our bus will do a kind of a little loop-the-loop, so it can turn around. This bus goes along. Which way is it going, actually? It's kind of hard to tell the route, but for a moment it looked as it's coming off that way. So what's this route here? That's that line. So is that the route it's taking in? It must be. So I'm trying to figure this line out, actually. Where is it? So it comes up here, does the rotation around there, and it's pulling off there, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to come out and come in this way. Oh no, that goes as the resident. Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. Okay, yeah, we can live with that. That's not too bad. You can see there's our bus there, look. About to make its journey all the way back down to Johto Terminal. Just over there. I'm just going to have a look at the traffic flow for a second, because obviously we've had a lot of changes to the region, and you can actually see the land value has shot up now thanks to those changes that we've made. So this area is now looking very good. This area is looking fantastic, as you can see, as is this area over here. All of these houses now have got great land value, and even the lower stuff over here is still better than it used to be. We've got great, amazing land value just here. Look how bright that green is there, and just there as well. So we've got fantastic land value over there, and even over here as well. really, really nice. And you compare that to Chellington, and well, yeah, we've got a few lighter patches, but mostly kind of dark blue. And West Coast hasn't really changed that much. We've got a few nicer patches just here along the water, but it's kind of pretty average for the most part, as you can see. But we want to look at traffic. Now, before I do that, I just need to stop this from emptying. It filled up while you're away, so I just emptied it into the nearby crematorium. So we'll turn that off so it can start collecting bodies again. Info views, traffic. Let's take a look at traffic flow. So we have a couple of busy junctions here, and that's because of the buses and the pedestrians crossing the road at the same time as well. Can't really be helped, but it's not too bad. It's just a little bit there. Everything over here seems to be okay. We get a little bit busy here. Again, when trains come through, it kind of slows things up a bit, and we've got all these pedestrians. I wish we could actually create, you know, bridges, footbridges, to go over junctions like this so they didn't keep crossing the roads and slowing traffic up. But we don't have that yet. Maybe in the future we'll get that. Around here, traffic is all looking really, really nice. Those bus routes are helping ease some of the traffic. The train routes are definitely helping ease some of the traffic. You can see that this is red, just how busy this station is. We've got trains queuing up, look, trying to get in. And over here, traffic over here is really, really nice. Also with all these cycle lanes as well, that's helping to alleviate some of the traffic by encouraging people to use bikes. And we have plenty of cycle lanes in, as you can see. Just saw someone whizzing past on a bike there, look. So all of our kind of work that we've done over here has been really, really beneficial. We have great land value. We have good traffic flow. Obviously that could all change, and probably will change when we start putting Kanto in. And that's kind of what we're going to do today. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and I'm going to start to create a ring road system, and then from that we'll kind of put everything in place. So a little progress update here. You can see that I've created a little residential area over here. Well, quite a big residential area over here. This is all going to be high density, don't forget. We've got a nice big roundabout here, and feeding off here to our station and our bus terminal. And we've got this twin lane road just here. We are going to have something coming off here and potentially off there on the roundabout as well. And then we have the main road that kind of feeds in. Some of the roads need to be changed, like that piece there needs to be upgraded to triple lane. Feeding onto a smaller roundabout, this will all be changed to a proper roundabout layout. Quite a big roundabout. This is going to go over the railway, and then we'll have some more stuff over here. Possibly an industrial section up here, and also have an additional station in here, like a freight terminal in there as well. And then over here, we've just got a road going off at the moment, nothing in there. A bit more residential going in here. This is going to sort of loop around, and most of this is going to be residential. Probably going to have some commercial here alongside the railway line. And then over by the entrance, I've created a little section over here for a few odds and ends. So we'll have probably a prison over here, maybe some police, and maybe a hospital over here. A few other bits and bobs. Not entirely sure what's going to go in that small little block just there. Not a lot of space to play about with, as you can see. And then we've got multiple sort of routes splitting off this large roundabout here. And I've made an amendment to our junction here because I'm just concerned about the sheer amount of traffic that's going to be flowing through this. Obviously there's not a huge amount going through here at the moment because it's just that one thing there, but when we add in Kanto to this interchange as well, and given the size that Kanto is going to be, it's going to be an awful lot more traffic. So I'm hoping that by putting in a lane here to deal with the down traffic, and then having a separate lane over here to deal with the up traffic, it means there should be very little on this bit here in the middle, which will help alleviate, I hope, some of the traffic. So anything that's going this way from here and wants to go around there should have an easier time of getting around without having to worry about traffic from here. Perhaps we'll have to wait and see. I may well have to create another offshoot that'll kind of loop around and come underneath. I'm thinking maybe having a sort of a split where a road will come off under and go underneath and then come back up over here. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with this junction, but I do get the feeling we are going to need to upgrade it in the future. So that's going to be an interesting and challenging proposition if that's the case. And then over here I've created a little sort of business park. This is all going to be kind of offices. Again, need to completely configure the feed into this area. But we've got a nice little bit of office space here running right alongside the railway, as you can see. This should be quite nice little area over here. So that's a little update and sort of progress check for you. I'm going to carry on plotting out some more roads and figuring out how I want this to kind of fit together and try and create multiple routes for the traffic so we don't end up with just one main route that's getting absolutely overwhelmed. Okay, so a couple of little tweaks since you were last in, and obviously we've extended things a little bit more as well. So just to run you through what's been added in, obviously we've extended our residential areas all the way around here. You can see I've put in some 2-lane bus routes and some 3-lane bus routes there. Still haven't done anything with this bit, but I'm probably just going to extend this out and put a little bit more residential in that. I'm going to leave that for now. Over here I've dropped in a couple of incinerators, and we might put some of the little bits and services in there as well. Over here, this is the reworking of our what was going to be our office zone. So now we have this straight triple lane going all the way to another roundabout over here, and we have a one-way system for our office area here for our business district. So 2 lanes feeding in, then a one-way split, so we can go either left or we can go around to the right. A little bit of 2-way traffic just there for that little bit nipping in there, and then back into one-way again, feeding around here underneath the railway. And then we've got a turn off there to go straight to the roundabout, or we can carry on around the district like so. And then we've got again the option of splitting off, so we can either go that way and head straight towards the roundabout, or we can loop around this way and rejoin and then head to the roundabout like that, and it's all one way around there. And then we have this long road running all the way down the side here, triple lane all the way. It's going to link up with our junction into the middle there, and it's also going to carry on over to this roundabout. This links over to that roundabout, which you've already seen before, and this is where things have changed. This is now an industrial area over here, standard industry, because if we're going to be putting in a lot of commercial, then we're going to need a lot of goods to fill those stores, and that means a lot of import costs. So we're actually going to have standard industry over here to help alleviate some of those costs by producing our own goods. And as you can see, again, we're going all one way to try and keep nice flowing movement of traffic. So feeding in here, going around like this, coming around here, and then again splitting and then feeding back this way. And then all routes there will then go down here to our rail terminal, so that we can pick up and we can drop off, or we can just come in, take the shortest route, collect over a level crossing. And we've got more industry areas over here as well, so again we can collect goods or materials to make products in this area, all one way again, apart from this little bit here. A couple more incinerators just to help with garbage collection, and then feeds back out over here, which then feeds onto the roundabout. So hopefully this is going to work really, really nicely for us. Oh, and one other thing as well, I stripped out the original junction and I replaced it with a clover leaf instead, with the view to try and alleviate some of the traffic that would feed in this way and then feed in that way towards that district. There's a hope that we can potentially bring some of it in a bit early this way. So we'll have to see if that works or not. And also we have a straight route underneath as well. So anyone coming from Johto and Johto Lake has a way in now this way. So obviously we have the rail connection, we have that connection from Johto itself, from Johto Lake over here. We also have this connection going underneath as part of the cloverleaf, and then swinging around onto the roundabout there. So plenty of different connections and plenty of different areas for us to sort of build upon. We're not going to do any more. We're going to start building this up as it is now. So I need to make sure that everything else is in place. So I need to put water in, and as you can see, this is the leftover piping from our original build over here. And you can see it's all laid out quite nicely for us, giving us a nice little grid to work from. So all we really need to do at this stage is just extend these pipes up, and we'll be good. So let's drive that one up to there, and this one will drive that all the way up to there. And you're just going to carry this on all the way along here, just taking these existing pipes, pushing them all the way up. Like that. And you can actually see, if you look at our sewage treatment, it's a little close to being maxed out. So we are definitely going to have to add in more water treatment plants and more probably water pumps to deal with this, and we're probably going to have to do the same with power as well. We're probably going to pretty much max out our power capabilities. In fact, actually, while we have this, let's build a line coming across so we have a nice smooth grid to work from across here as well. There we go. And let's delete this. There we go. That's the feed in from up top. We'll take that across. Actually, no, that was as far as we needed to go, wasn't it? So we'll take it across a little bit more to there. Oops. We'll bring that down and connect onto it, and then we can delete the surplus like that. Let's push this pipe up to there. And we'll take that one up there as well. We're a little bit wonky. Oh no, that's just the way that pipe overlapped. Okay, that's fine. So drop that in there. Push this one up. And that one as well. And even though we're not going to be building on that main road that's running all the way along there, we're just going to push the water grid up there anyway, just in case. Yeah, kind of future proofing, because we are going to expand on the other side of the railway at some point in the future. But that'll do for now. So now we need to lay in pipe from down here as well. So this is where I've got to fine pick every single individual pipe, and to give myself a bit of a fighting chance over here, I'm just going to draw a line so I've got a grid to work into, because there will come a point when I'll come across an area that doesn't have something for me to snap onto, up here for example. Go. That's a nice smooth line there, and we'll push that all the way up. And I don't plan to build on that side of the road, so I'm not going to bother putting any more pipe in just yet, but I am going to have to push water up here. Like that. Oop, what have we bumped into? That. I may as well push it all the way up there, even though I'm not going to build in the cloverleaf. I do need to cover this part of the of the office area. So there we go. We have a full water table over here. Am I planning on building anything in that block there? possibly, let's bring that down just in case. Alright, so water coverage is looking good. Now we need to add in all the rest of the stuff we're going to need to make sure that we don't overload our capabilities. So that means another water pump, possibly 2. How much are these going to give us? I'm not entirely sure, but we'll put 2 in because we're going to be building a large expansion here in Kanto. So we'll put 2 of those in, and I think we'll put 2 of these in as well, just to be on the safe side. So let's drop those there like that, and now let's pipe those in like so. Let's see. So we've got power coming into the industrial sector down there from here. I've also put in a power line. If we go to power, it's easier to see actually. I brought power lines across here and down here like this to go into here. What I can also do, because this was the reason why, because I didn't want to cause issues over there. Don't need to double connect that region anymore. So let's just take these out completely. Just replace them with a nice, simple, clean connection from there straight across to there, like that. Everything has power going in that way. I would like to have power sort of looping around completely if I can, so I don't really want to put anything else in the way here, but let's get that as close as I can. It's not going to get any closer, is it? It's not close enough because of that bridge. That'll provide power to our commercial that we can start zoning the commercial in. That should hopefully provide power there. Plus we have the power coming in from there as well. So what I do need to do is just rework the power cables over here. So obviously we're not planning on building over that. So let's... Is that going to connect in, I wonder? No, it's not. It's outside of the zone. That's unfortunate. Alright. Well, I want to try and keep things nice and neat, so we'll just push that to there. Let's take this out, because we're going to be building in here. I don't really want to get in the way of our zoning. I'll zone some industrial here, which will immediately transfer power from these lines into the station. That's already powering into there. We do need water over here, though. I thought I'd put water connections in. Oh, we're just waiting for the water to make its way down. Yeah, that's all we're waiting for. Okay, so we have full water coverage. That's good. Alright, so I guess it's time for us to start zoning stuff in. Or actually, no, there is one other thing I want to do before we go any further, and that is to place metro terminals, because we are going to have a metro system running through Kanto. So we want to go to transport, and let's start putting metro terminals in places that will actually be useful to us. So I want to take these little opportunities that we get, like there, for example. Come on. There we go. I want a terminal to go in there. Now, I do know that these will cause people who live next to them to complain, which is unfortunate. but that can't be helped. Actually, let's move that. I wanted it to go sideways. It won't let me put it in sideways. That's frustrating. Alright. Where else can we put metro terminals? Again, I'm being very cautious of where these are going to go, because I don't want to get a lot of noise complaints. So I want to have a metro connection feeding into our business district over here. So I figured that would be a good way to help ease some traffic, would be to have a metro connection over here. So I just need to find the right spot. I guess along here would actually be quite a good spot for a metro connection. So let's put a metro just there. Where else can we put a metro in? Can we get one in over here? Yes, we can. Although that's based on the wrong road, isn't it? It is. It's going off the wrong road. Won't fit just there. But actually, no, it's not too bad. It's wide enough that we can get away with that, I think. So let's drop it on the corner, I think. Just there. No, that's... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just move it slightly instead of demolishing it. Let's move it to there. And then that can feed, hopefully feed into that area just there. And we can actually encourage that as well. So let's put in a little bit of pedestrian path like that to try and encourage. My phone is beeping away. Posted an update on console testing, and people are responding to that. Let's turn off. There we go. Turned on my do not disturb, so hopefully you won't hear that anymore. We are almost out of time. In fact, we've probably run over ever so slightly. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to continue to plot away a few more of these metro terminals, and when you come back in the next episode, we'll start to add in some zoning and unleash some time, and let's see Kanto start to spring to life. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. We'll be back with some more Jimsville and City Skylines PS4 edition very soon.